Hello guys, this is IDQ, and in this video I want to talk about what heroes I feel like are underrated in this meta.
If you like this type of content, go to gamersclass.com. For just $9.99 a month, watch masterclasses with pro players, join exclusive live sessions, and get 24/7 access to coaches and other high MMR players. Get full control of your ranked games and start owning with our Supreme Dota 2 membership.
So first of all, I would love to go for position 3. I feel like this role needs some shining upon. Obviously there is Santer and Doom and stuff like that, but I feel like Necrophos is one of the best heroes that isn't really that seen that much right now, for no reason at all. The hero is really strong in the meta currently, I believe. It obviously is pretty good against meta heroes right now, mostly against position 1 heroes that you will usually lane against. For example, one would be Void. Obviously Void is distant against Necro also because of the W from Void, time dilation, so you can't really cast her spells, but it's still really good in lane because you can harass Void over and over again with your Q, right, and hard stop Aurora. And because of this, Void can't really just get his HP back with Q time walk, because this is like 2.5 second cooldown on max level, so you will always have it up more than Void has it. And another healer, let's say position 1, would be that's pretty good right now. Any illusion hero, PL is really good right now because of that. Necro is obviously really good against PL since he doesn't really have any magical damage. You just go Shroud. He takes a lot of damage with Hard Stop Aurora and also Dead Pulse. Another really good thing about the hero is that you can just catch those heroes that I just said before. Void, when he's like half HP, you just ult him and he just dies instead of, time walking and being full HP again. Same as PL, you know which PL is real, you just ult him instead of double gangering, instead of letting him double ganger and stuff like that, and he just gets off. The hero is just really good because it's also super versatile. You can go for items such as phase boots or threads into sort of a carry build to get your farm and stuff like that. Something like a Radiance whenever you're playing against PL, as I said, or something like that you think you need to carry. If your position 1 isn't really doing that great or whatever, you can transition to a very strong core also. Or another option would be to just buy something like Greaves, Pipe, stuff like that for your team. It's still super good to play like this because your team is gonna benefit by a lot more heals since you have your Dead Pulse also. His Aghanim Shard is also really good. As you can see right here, he spawns a fast moving large Dead Pulse towards a target enemy or ally, causing the target to become material for 2.5 seconds. It reduces enemy magic resistance by 25%, spreads towards nearby enemies and allies on impact. So this is just really good. Since, exactly as I said before, you can just save your teammates against some of these illusion heroes and make them not attack. Just like this. Let's say that's a Void, he's not attacking anyone. Same as a PL, and you do a lot of damage with it also. So you do this, and then, like this. You deal so much damage, and even they take a lot more damage since, it decreases magic resistance, so your ultimate is also really nice synergy with it. It's sort of Pugna W, sort of, except it's AoE. So it's really good against position and carries. Later in the game, you don't really get affected by that SNY satanic build that a lot of people go for right now. That's just going to help you, you'd help them just survive since you just told them at half HP they won't get time to satanic or stuff like that. So it's really good because of that. The hero also can occupy a lane, the dead lane, and just sit there, and it's really hard to kill basically. You kill yourself so much with just one W, the Grow Shroud, and yeah, the hero is just really good right now. But I feel like nobody's really picking it, to be honest. Another option that you can have is buying Ghost Scepter or Yule Scepter. Yule Scepter is also pretty good for controlling the enemies. You just Yule Scepter someone in Ursa, let's say, and then You just go around him, slow him, then ult, you know. But Ghost Scepter is also really good, since then you will have two opportunities to make yourself invulnerable to physical damage. So you can just run in if the opponents don't have any magical damage, or you have a pipe or something like that. You can just run with the Ghost Shroud for like 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, then use the Ghost Scepter, and then you're invulnerable for like 8.5 seconds. So no carry is going to be able to attack you. And also, if you have a shard, also, again, they won't be able to attack. So you can be super annoying for the enemy carry to deal with. You might even force them to buy Nullifier. However, the item is sort of dead right now. Nobody's really buying it, so it's really good because of all those factors. For a position 5 hero, I feel like Treant Protector is really strong right now for multiple reasons. First of all, obviously his lane is extremely strong. So, as you can see, he has 91 base damage, something insane. You know, you can just deny every creeps and do a lot of harass and stuff to the enemies. Also, the hero is pretty versatile. As you can see right here, you have two builds. Either you like go for Leech Seed, or you go for Living Armor. It depends on the game. If you want to be more aggressive, you can get like 2 levels in Leech Seed or 2 levels in Nature's Grasp with a max Living Armor. But right now, it feels a lot more difficult, as I mentioned in previous videos, to push towers, especially tier 2s, because there's a lot more room to set up for the defending team. So it's a lot harder to take towers. So because of that, if you just armor them, you know, the towers, it increasingly gets even more difficult. So it's really good because of that also. So it has a super strong lane, as I mentioned. You also heal your carry, heal your towers. The hero farms decently fast, since you can just take the off lane, I mean the dead lane, and just press Nature's Grasp on creeps. They just die almost from 100 to 0. Actually, they do 100 to 0 at level max, probably with the 3rd level in the spell. And you just get a lot more farm than opposing position 5 hero. For example, in this game there is an Undying. Undying has no means to farm, right? It doesn't do anything compared to a Treant Protector that can farm also. And you can just go somewhere like here, for example, and farm between towers, or here to just creep skip, or anywhere very safely because of the Nature's Grasp, since he has the Nature's Guide. So he's a lot faster than a lot of heroes, and you know, obviously walk into trees. So you will get more items than the opponent on the position 5, since you can also hold the game on longer because you're defending more towers. Skip ahead a bit. As you can see, he isn't really doing that great, but he's 2-0. He owned the lane bottom as much as possible. Obviously, as a Timber Saw, he can't really do that much, but he did a lot more than, you know, average supports would do. As you can see, he's just starting to max Living Armor right now. And the item build on the hero, you either can buy something like a Blink to initiate with Overgrow. I wouldn't really go for it, to be honest. I would either go for Meteor Hammer, so you can kill more creeps, right? With Meteor Hammer, obviously, just the wave from somewhere in the trees, so you don't get seen. And also, when you use your Overgrowth, you know, you can just Meteor Hammer afterwards, and there's like, people are stunned for 5 seconds. I mean, rooted and then stunned a bit, and they take a lot of damage. Another thing that you can buy very fast and super reliable in this hero would be Glimmer Cape for your teammates, 4 staffs. Solar Crest is also really good on the hero, since you can get it super early. It also sort of requires armor. As you can see, he has 4 armor, and mana regen is really good on the hero. As you can see, this guy went for Ring of Basilius for the mana regen, but if you just buy Medallion, it's sort of similar mana regen, and you can also just press it on people and stuff. You have 114 damage. Just your damage alone with the Medallion is really useful. If you think that you can sort of transition to a core, you can go for a Aghanim Scepter if the game is going super late, and then you simply have a lot of map control and map vision that your opponents won't really be able to stop and really do anything about it, unless they have like spider legs, gem, stuff like that. You're simply really annoying even as a support. You just keep your towers alive. As you can see, they have more towers than the opponents. It's really annoying to play versus this hero. So that's why I think Treant Protector as a position 5 is highly underrated right now. For position 4, a hero that I feel is highly underrated would be Nyx Assassin. The hero hasn't dropped in the win rate at all. These win rates is like 54-55% at Divine and above. So it's one of the highest win percentages ever. The only nerf that he got is just that ultimate doesn't really break passives anymore, and that's like not such a big change. You still have pure damage on this, so no other like support hero that I can think of right now has pure damage. I mean, obviously there are some, but I just they don't come to amount. However, it's not this much amount. It's like 300 pure damage plus your base damage is like 350 pure damage at level 6. Let's say that's 10 minutes in. Almost no hero can survive this nuke from Nyx, especially if you have a +1. So for example, if your mid lane is a ganker, you can just go with the Storm Spirit, Queen of Pain, something like that, Invoker Sunstrike even, and just get a lot of kills because of the Nyx. You also force the supports to buy a lot more sentries, a lot more dust, so you're annoying them just by simply being Nyx. The hero is also really good against some popular meta heroes, for example, any mid lane, Intelligence, Storm Spirit, Queen of Pain. You just burn their mana and then you just spike carapace when they're farming, right? If you wanna set up on them, you just go close to them. Whenever Storm Spirit is pressing Static Remnant, Queen of Pain is using Scream of Pain, you go and press spike carapace there, and they stun themselves, and then you hit with ultimate, and then you stun. So you basically have 2 guaranteed stuns, which combining them with 5 seconds of disable. If you have another core with you or another hero with you that can do a bit of damage, no hero is able to survive, especially pretty early in the game, until they get some items. Mana burn is also really good, especially against those intelligence heroes. On other roles, some heroes that you might want to pick it against would be Void. It's really good against Faceless Void because you can just burn his mana. Void uses a lot of mana for Chronosphere, like 300 mana at last level. Anyway, it's a lot. And also, you can spike carapace him. So, exactly as I said before, you have 2 disables versus Faceless Void, so he doesn't really escape. And any hero that's kind of likes to escape, Nyx is really good against. Same as Anti-Mage, same as PL, because you can simply just go on top of them with invisibility to your ultimate, and they won't really realize that you're there. And then when your teammates come, it's just sort of too late for them, since you already know where they are and what they're doing. So you can just set up ganks a lot easier. Item build for this hero is either you can go something like Meteor Hammer if you feel like you need more damage and also clear waves. Meteor Hammer is usually decent with your combining with level 10, the talent from plus 0.25 stun duration on Impel Stun. So no hero that like doesn't have a Yule Scepter, BKB, Sanj, something like that, no hero is going to be able to dodge it, since the Meteor Hammer it's 3 seconds until it hits. It's 2.5 seconds of channel and then 0.5 second landing time. So combining these two, you have 2.85 seconds. So no hero is able to escape in 0.15 seconds. So it's really good at setting up, especially as I said before. If you have a Meteor Hammer also, you lock down heroes for like 6 seconds, maybe even more. So it's just insane how much you can do with this hero. You can actually even buy a blink, so you can set up even more in that way. You just blink and stun. It's really good. Let's look at this game. Doom is there, he's just pressing Carapace and he stuns himself, so he has no other choice. And he's almost dead, just from Nyx alone almost. So the hero I feel is really strong. And it's shown by its win rate also. But I haven't seen it in any games at high MMR or pro level. This game that Secret versus, I don't know this team, Tundra, it was April 21st or something like that. So it's a month ago. Last pro game that I saw in DPC with Nyx. I had to go back. So yeah, this year's not really picked, but I feel like it's super strong. For position 1, I believe that Magnus is super underrated right now. I haven't seen only ILTW played, but maybe I'm wrong. However, this hero feels really strong. Obviously, laning stage, the hero does amazingly because it has a lot of base damage, especially if you get the empower. So you do a lot of damage, and not many heroes can deal with its damage. And yeah, there's another thing that you can do. Since you're in the safe lane, you can just skewer people back to your tower, which is a lot closer to you. Instead, if you're playing off lane or something like that, it would be a lot harder since the wave meets here. But the wave meets here, if you're Radiant safe lane, so it's a lot easier to get set up for a skewer, especially if your support has a stun, right? If you have a lion or something like that, he stuns, and then you just skewer into tower, and yeah, it's a free kill. The hero farms also super fast, so you can deal with some of the farming cores in this meta. I mean, you have a built-in battlefield basically whenever you're getting max level and power. Also, his spells got buffed. Mana cost got reduced in shockwave, damage increased in power, damage increased in skewer, damage increased, mana reduced on RP. So everything got buffed about the hero. The hero obviously just deals amazing against Broodmother, and we've seen an increase of Broodmother right now in the offlane role, since they can do a lot of space. For Magnus, Broodmother isn't really an issue since you have Empower, and you can always deal with her. Obviously, if you skip ahead a bit right now, you can see that he's doing really good, even though he's sort of 0-0-0. Brood got a tower bottom. Obviously, Brood is gonna farm a bit more with spawn spiderlings. The item build for this hero used to be Echo Saber, but I've seen LTW obviously in this game go for Armlet. Armor got increased, which is really good. Magnus has a bit of issues with armor. Obviously right now he doesn't, especially if he's just pressing armor of Mordigan. As you can see, he has plus 11 armor. This gives him 6, so he would have only plus 5, but he also has Broom Handle, which is 3 armor. So if he wouldn't have had these 2 items, he would be super squishy, and it's really an important thing about the hero. Armlet of Mordigan is also really good, since it increases your damage by a lot, obviously. You know, plus 35 damage, plus 25 strength. That is plus 60 damage that he just gains by pressing one button. Especially since you only use Armlet of Mordigan whenever you're RPing in the team fight, or whenever you're farming, or whenever you're hitting some creeps like this. So the draining that you that you get from Armlet of Mordigan is sort of not that important, especially if you look at this HP regen that he has. It's 15 per second, so you just deal an insane amount of damage with this, and you farm super fast also. You also have a BKB piercing ability. So all this thing combines, I believe, makes the hero extremely strong. Afterwards, you kind of want to buy a BKB, since you need to get your RP off and stuff like that. But as you can see, it has 2.6 thousand HP with no strength items or no HP items, since this is not activated. It's just Ogre X, Bracer, Threads, which is not that much, right? So the hero is super tanky. The talents are also really good. Plus 20 damage, plus 12 strength, and then plus 350 HP. So you gain like 600 damage, 600 HP from the hero just because of the talent. So it's really strong because of that also. The damage that you gain is also really good. You can usually just solo kill supports with a skewer slow that is 40%. Obviously they're a lot slower. As you can see, just 3-shot an Ancient Apparition right there. Very easy, and it is still full HP. As a BKB for running cores, you can just RP them, so it's really strong. right now, I believe. For multiple reasons, as I said before. For mid lane, I believe that Meepo is really good right now. Win rate, this hero increased this patch by 7%, which is an insane amount. The thing that changed about this hero is that the shard and poof, the shard and the Aghanim Scepter got changed a bit. I mean, maybe not this patch, but people didn't really know how to play it before. So I believe that right now, a lot of them just sort of understand how to play the hero, and because of that, it has such a high win rate. However, as I said, it's highly underrated. I haven't seen it once in my ranked pubs in like probably months. The hero just farms extremely fast, obviously, and he's super tanky. Right now, what you want to do is buy threads first, as you know you previously did, but then you just buy Dragonlance. You buy 2 Dragonlances or 1 Dragonlance. The stats on Dragonlance got increased, so you also gain more stats from it. The agility by 2, and that means the agility by 4 for Meepo, because you gain 2 on your hero and then 2 on the clone. The hero obviously farms extremely fast. You can just poof camps and easily kill them. Or if you go for this max ransack, you gain pure damage. You just have pure damage on the heroes and they heal each other, the other Meepos. So it's really good. Health steal from heroes 14. You just take their HP. So it's really good because of that. As you can see, his highest net worth without even maxing poof. Usually you want to max poof so you farm a lot faster. However, in this game he's maxing a ransack because they have a lot of heroes that can just run at him. For example, X, you know, I mean he sort of has to run at X. See, and with maxing this he always is full HP. As you can see, he's just healing an extreme amount. 800, 840, 850, 860, he's just healing, he's not taking any damage, so it's impossible to gank the hero because he'll always be full HP. Whenever he's getting a Dragonlance, as you can see right now, he has 1.4 thousand HP with agility threads on, so he would have 1.6 thousand HP or something like that. He's going for attributes right now, which is what I've seen some people do. You just go for attributes, and with the Dragonlance you can see he's so farm. 1.6 thousand HP at this Meepo. 2 of them are ganking him and he doesn't even care. As you can see, the other Meepo has more HP than the original Meepo also. So the other Meepos are actually even tankier than your just normal hero. As you can see right here. Because the other Meepo is using the threads that you have. So it has your stats and then plus threads. So plus 100 HP that you get from this. I believe that is the reason why. It's also just super strong. Plus 2 attributes. So this is sort of the build right now. As you can see, just 2 Dragonlances as I said. And then you're like 2000 HP. So 30 minutes in, nobody can gank you. Nobody can really do anything to you, since you're still full free farming because of this ransack. Then you sort of want to buy a Blink Dagger so you can initiate fights. Since you're going for this build, you don't have levels in Earthbind, so the range is super small and the cooldown is really big. So because of that, you need the Blink to initiate. Also to catch the squishy heroes of the enemy team. For example, Void Spirit. He sort of has to jump on him to get the Earthbind off so he doesn't escape with Dissimulate or Ultimate, Ulcer Trap, stuff like that. Against the Storm Spirit is the same story. Queen of Pain, same story. You just want to go on the squishy heroes of the enemy team, or just, you know, heroes that you can control with Earthbind. So he's just getting ganked, as you can see right here. It's 2000 HP on this Meepo. Has a Ghost Adder. The whole enemy team is going on him. Whole enemy team. And they're not able to burst him with 3 heroes. They wouldn't be able to do it. I'm pretty sure he would have still 1v3 them right there, alone, without even his team. Since, as you can see, he's still full HP. All he has to do is just turn and right click them and he will heal an insane amount because of ransack. As you can see, he's super farm, and even without maxing poof. Because right now the poof got enough 10 damage, as you can see, per level. So it's not really that great anymore to just max poof. So that's why he's doing this. What I said before, the Aghanim Shard is really good, and Aghanim Scepter, sort of new stuff that people didn't really understand. Agrim Shard allows you to poof the allies within 2000 range. So it's a lot easier to play even without blink sometimes, right? You just sit close to the team fight, and then if your, for example, Earthshaker has a blink and he blinks in, you can poof to Earthshaker. So you sort of don't have to buy a blink sometimes, because your teammate would be able to initiate for you and you just poof on them. However, it only has 2000 range, so you already have to be close to them, right? You can't really go on your own target. So you're sort of bound to go to just your who your teammates go on. But still, it's really good. This game is soon over. They can't really do anything to me, but what you want to do is exactly like he's doing, buy an E-Blade afterwards, so you get a lot of agility, especially on your secondary Meepos, and you get an Aegis and then sort of just push. With Aegis, it's super hard to deal with a Meepo, since you have 2 lives, so the game is sort of over after this point. If the game is not over, you can't really push for some reason, the enemies have some Tinker or something like that, it's being annoying. You have 2 choices. Either go for Skadi, so you're a lot more tankier, or you go for Hex, so you can catch heroes that maybe bought a Manta or bought a Yule Scepter to escape your Rents or Earthbind. So you can, you know, kill them instantly. One hero that you wanna watch for when playing Meepo, it's Winter Wyvern. You really don't want to play against Winter Wyvern with Meepo, since you will just usually kill yourself when he's pressing ultimate on you. For this, you just have to sit out of the team fight sort of with one Meepo, your main Meepo, and just E-Blade if he's ulting you. But sometimes that's pretty hard to do, since you need to initiate with the real Meepo, blink in. So yeah, it's just try not to pick it against Winter Wyvern and you should be good. Especially if you're doing this type of build. As you can see, he's super tanky. With Aegis, there is no way to kill him, there's no way for the enemies to do anything. So you can just take control of the map and kill anyone that shows. Thank you for watching the video, guys. See you next time.